What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video of Picky Garage. Today I have a special car. I have the Gt350X. This is a supercharged Gt350 with you know, some really special added modifications to make this car one of a kind. This car is a one-of-one car made by Steeda, as you can see right there on the top. The car, just going down the list. Actually, let me do a little B-roll around the car, and then I'll open up the hood and start with the hood.
Past my reflection, thinking about what you mentioned. It was supposed to be the one to take every last pain away. Nothing on our loving, maybe time told us that we were different. Did it break you down? Staring at the ceiling, fighting off the fear.
Alright guys, so here's underneath the beast of this Gt350X. It's a 2.9 liter Whipple supercharger. With this kit, it includes, I'm just going to read some of the things, a W175AX 2.9 liter twin scroll Whipple supercharger complete kit. This is the complete kit. It comes with a 6-rib belt system with adjustable idler system, air-to-water intercooler, self-contained, oversized oiling system. The supercharger fits underneath the factory Gt350 hood. It reuses the factory throttle body. It's 50 states emission legal. Choice of 6 finishes. This finish is in black. So what comes with the supercharger, if you guys were to get this Whipple supercharger for your Gt350, it would be the 2.9 liter twin scroll supercharger, the air-to-water intercooler, crush air system, PCM programming, OBDI flash tool, flight control software, and installation hardware. This was done at Steeda, so Steeda did a couple other things. I'll explain that drop down, or I'll explain more in depth about that, and I'm going to make a supercharger versus turbocharger video. Pretty much it has the 2.9 liter supercharger. This car also has the Steeda suspension, which is a G-TRAC suspension, a really nice suspension upgrade on this thing. The car is fitted with Nitto tires. I believe it's 305s in the rear, and let's check here. 285 35s up front. The great thing about this car is Steeda, you know, really dialed in the tuning on this car with the programming and the boost and everything, to where this car actually picks up like no other. My buddy BJ, he has a CTSV that's almost 1,000 horsepower, and that thing struggles for traction. It's an awesome car, scares the living hell out of me. I'll put a little card up here for you guys to watch that video. But that thing really struggles for traction. This thing with the you know, the control arms, the G-TRAC suspension, Steeda knocked it out of the park with this car. The car also has a custom stripe package which says Gt350X Supercharged. It also comes with you know, special badging. The rear deck lid is painted in white with the paint, or with the stripes. Yep. With the X as the detail stripe, because it's the Gt350X. The wheels are powder coated gray. So it's really good for, you know, washing. If you want to wash this car, it's super easy to detail. Anyone that has powder coated rims, the brake dust comes right off. The stopping power on this thing is the stock stopping power. Stops on a dime. Really nice car. Custom emblems. We'll go inside to the interior. We have the Gt350 Recaro seats. Nice upholstery. It hugs you really tight. White stitching. The black little letter up there on the R, it's red. Custom floor mats, and then custom Gt350X upholstery up at the top there. It does have the tech package in the car, so it comes with air conditioning, navigation, all that good stuff. And there's a back seat. The car is also signed by Steeda, and it comes with a Gt350 X Steeda Whipple charged emblem right there. You know, I'll put a full build list. I might have missed a couple things. I'll put it in the description below for you guys to see what all is done to this car. But you know, the tuning that was done to the car, I mean, this thing is bad to the bone. As you'll see in the driving video that we do in a couple minutes, this thing really gets up and goes, and it sounds like an animal. Knocks the lights off the R any day. Even in the handling round, like I said, with the suspension setup on this car, the tires of choice, there was so much research and development that went into this car to make this car one of my all-time favorite cars that I've ever driven. I mean, this thing has spanked Lamborghinis, Ferraris. Whenever we go to Cars and Coffee, there's always someone that wants to you know, fool around with us, and we're more than gladly to let them know that this isn't just a stock GT350 with 525 horsepower, I believe. This is actually 875 horsepower beast. And what was really cool is Whipple put a lot of thought and development into the Whipple Supercharger, because the 350 Voodoo engines, the 5.2 flat liter crank engine, was having some difficulty being boosted. So the whole package with the oil cooler and everything, this thing runs like no other. And there's a couple other upgrades that were done to the car to make it, you know, handle the power. I'll talk more to that in the Supercharger versus Turbocharger video that I'm going to do with this car. Really go into detail about the Supercharger and the benefits of the Supercharger on this car over being turbocharged. But yeah, guys, I'm not going to waste any more time. There's also a custom Gt350X emblem. And I'm sure I'm missing a couple things, but I'm going to put in the description of this video so you guys can get the full, you know, in-depth detail about this beast right here. So we're going to go ahead and take this thing for a ride, and you guys will see firsthand how badass this little 350 is. So stay tuned. So guys, I was in the process of editing the Gt350X video, and I realized that I was messing up on a lot of the modification stuff. So I do have the modification list in front of me that just goes through the whole build out, so I'm just going to read through it. To start with the engine, like I said, it has the twin scroll Gt350 X Whipple Supercharger, the Whipple Supercharger package for the Gt350X. Comes with, you know, all the added features to make sure that it runs right, with a, you know, oil cooler and yada yada yada. Other things that Steeda added was the Steeda 2-point G-TRAC brace, Steeda billet oil separator, Steeda independent rear suspension, Steeda independent rear suspension subframe brace, Steeda independent rear suspension alignment kit, Steeda camber plates, Steeda clutch helper spring, Steeda adjustable rear toe link, billet aluminum vertical links, and Steeda rear sway bars. Lastly, Steeda rear camber arm brackets. And this is what I talk about when I reference the Steeda G-TRAC suspension. The Steeda G-TRAC suspension is pretty much everything that I mentioned, minus the, you know, the oil separator and yada yada yada. But pretty much the G-TRAC suspension from Steeda is not just, you know, coilovers or something like that. Believe it or not, you actually maintain the magnetic ride suspension when you do these added benefits or these added upgrades from Steeda. It's like a whole package. You can buy the things individually as well, but on the Gt350X, since it's one of one from Steeda, they went ahead and put everything on it. Steeda also supplied the Whipple Supercharger package with some, you know, added things like upgraded oil pump and crankshaft sprocket. To handle the power, comes also with a carbon fiber drive shaft to handle all that power and push it back to the rear wheels. This package offers the best bolt-on package on the market. It produces around 875 horsepower, which is over 350 more horsepower than a stock Gt350 or Gt350R, and then it comes with about, you know, a little over 650 foot-pounds of torque, which is over 240 foot-pounds of torque that a stock Gt350 Gt350R has. Below the 2.9 liter supercharger is a heat exchanger. It works as like a small radiator. That water that's in the radiator underneath of the supercharger actually runs through a pump and goes through the front of the car, which is then it's cooled in the front radiator, the dual fans, the upgraded fans, and then it's pumped back into the radiator underneath the supercharger. So it's constantly cooling the you know, that high intensity heat coming from the 2.9 liter twin scroll supercharger. It's so fast that it like pulls your face off. It's amazing ass car. Amazing ass car.